Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I did a video talking about the 8 signs of showing that you are truly wealthy, and that received a very strong affirmation from everybody. But some people actually wrote to me and just said, "Wow, Mr. Lu, I really achieved these 8 signs of wealthy. That means I'm truly wealthy. I'm gonna share all this with the rest of the people. Guys, let's get real. Nobody wants to see you succeed in life. Okay? Would you agree with me? Just watch on and let me explain why nobody wants to see you succeed in life. Let's watch on. So the title of this talk is something quite close to my heart that I learned over my life experience, that very few, almost no one want to see you succeed in life. Now, that may be an exaggeration, but almost nobody wants to see you succeed in life. So just keep success to yourself. And this is something I want to share everybody. Now, when you are successful in life, and like for example, those 8 points that I highlighted in yesterday's video, you know what actually happens? Success forces other people to see you differently, right? Because your rise holds up a mirror for them to look at themselves and say, "Hey, how come you have, I don't have?" And not many people can handle that. So, who wants to see you truly succeed in life? Well, there are people, okay, just very few. So, and without any doubt, I would say 99% of parents usually have unconditional support for their children. They just love to see their children succeed in life. And they are probably even willing to pay a price to see you succeed. Your success is something that they can be very proud of, and that's all they want enough. I will do that for my children, right? So I think that I can say for parents, and I say that most of the time, the children also want to see their parents succeed as well. So my children generally would like to see me want to succeed in life as well. So I would say upwards and downwards, generally true. Okay. What about everybody else? Well, I would just say this, it depends, right? Most incentive for sharing your joy is conditional, largely depends on how you're brought up, the relationship is, and things like that. But generally speaking, I doubt so. So, number one, will your spouse celebrate your success? I would say quite a lot of spouse will, but it also depends whether your spouse share the fruits of your success, right? Because success reshapes sometimes standing. I will just say this: a wife will generally be very proud of the man's success. I'm not too sure the husband will be very proud of the wife's success if the wife rise above him. So this is something that will change the power dynamics in the house. It depends on the relationship between husband and wife. So I would just say it's conditional. So let's say the husband stay as a manager, but the wife become a CEO. Wow, then there is a lot of change in the standing within the family, and some men cannot take their ego hurt. So that's something that you might want to think about. So of course, right, when support is strongest, when benefits are mutual and security are shared, and this is just human nature. This is not immorality or this is not immaturity. So, what about siblings, brothers and sisters? Well, it depends how you guys are brought, how close the relationship is, and things like that. I'm very fortunate. I have brothers and sisters are very close to us, but I know that this is more unusual than usual. So there are siblings, they are quiet cheerleaders, and they celebrate your wins a lot, and that will be great. They'll be very proud of you and things like that. And but there are a lot of siblings I know. They've got a lot of siblings rivalry. They don't want to see each other succeed. They felt the weight of comparison against their own achievement. So that usually have some kind of a childhood upbringing where there are hierarchies and comparison. And you know who caused that? Usually the parents favoritism. So sibling rivalries are usually caused by parents favoritism, and that's where I warn every parent: do not have siblings comparison and siblings rivalry. Your favoritism will cause sibling rivalry. So just take note of that. So I would just say that this one, it depends, right? It depends whether how you're brought up, right? More often than not, I see people uh, brothers and sisters don't get along very well when one outshine the other in a very big way. So what about friends? Wow, this is very risky, man. You want to share your success with them, you better be careful, right? It depends on how successful the person you're sharing with. Generally, when you share upwards, that means your success, when you share is towards someone that's more successful than you, that's okay. But when you're sharing downwards, whoa, not too sure whether they'll be successful. So before you share your success, the person may be a good friend. After sharing your success, I don't know whether the person still be a good friend to you, or outwardly they are a good friend and inwardly they may be different. So I would say that if you value your friendship, don't need to talk too much about this, right? Don't think that your friends will still be friends if you share all these details. So I would just say this: be more subtle and more sensitive about friends' feelings and things like that. So many friendship don't survive this kind of transition where you become very successful and they just don't feel comfortable with you. Even they have no even if they are not bitter about it, but they may have insecurity and there start to be some hierarchical differences. As I said, right, generally sharing upwards is okay, but not even that. Some friends may not like it also. Bosses. So I share my success. My boss should be okay, right? He's on top of me, right? Check out your mind, man. You think a boss want to see you being successful? No. Your success may threaten him. So, may threaten in many ways. For example, if you are so good, then they might overtake his position in the corporate life. And if you are so good, let's say he's a boss and you are a subordinate, it may fear that you may leave him and to do some other stuff and things like that. So, I'm not too sure you want to be sharing too much with your boss about your own success, especially financial and capability success, right? Of course, sometimes you now have an upgrade of a certificate to a master's degree or whatever. Maybe you want to share him so that hopefully he'll give you a pay rise and something like that. Maybe. Right? Other than that, your success, I don't think you want to share with your boss. What about colleagues? Out of your mind to share your success with your boss. They may not be enemies, but they are clearly your competitors in work, right? So, in a normal corporate life, the promotions are limited. So, there's always a bell curve, and only the best of the best get promoted or get a better pay rise, and we all weighted against one another. I've been to this kind of corporate life for many years. So you don't want to share too much with your colleagues, okay? When you are successful, yeah, they don't benefit from it, and you potentially you even outshine them and take away their rice bowl, or your success is step upon them. So I suggest that you take a bit of more low profile when it comes to company. Colleagues are the last person you want to be sharing your success with. So what about relatives? Right? Relatives maybe is something that, well, it depends. I'm sure relatives will celebrate your birthdays. Relatives celebrate the weddings, okay, and share the grief of funerals and maybe some festivals. We all share together. Do they really want to share your financial success and your corporate success and business success? I don't think so, unless there is mutual benefit in some way. I don't think they may be bitter about it, but I certainly don't think that they will be celebrating your success in a major way. Of course, if they are very, very close, and as I said, you share upwards, maybe, right? But I don't think so. So again, I don't think sharing success with relatives is in a big way is a smart thing also. What about sharing your success in social media with everybody? Wow, I've now make $1 million, $2 million, $10 million, whatever it is. You share on your Facebook with all your friends and people you don't know. Well, I would just say this: in Singapore, I think it's still quite safe. You won't get kidnapped, but I'm sure you share it in certain places, you might get kidnapped. But I think you gain a lot of negative attention. You get a lot of potential hit back. People might complain, how come he get, I don't get, how come he's able to do this, I can't do this, that kind of thing. I not too sure whether you want to share that kind of success, right? So I would just say this: maybe you want to take it a little bit more low key because this kind of visibility share, attracts opinion. And I think this kind of success, you can keep it to yourself. Now, on this note, I'm sure some people say, Mr. Lu, you share about your scores on your or on whatsoever. Well, I'm very careful. My point of sharing is always to coach and teach everybody how to do it. Okay, but I seldom share it from a point of success in the sense that what I do outside my CPF, I keep it very quiet. Okay, very quiet generally. Um, but my premise of sharing is always as a financial educator, teaching everybody how to do well in their life. So my premise is different. As my own private success, no, 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 no. Yeah, you will hear none of those. Why does sharing success invites hostility? Well, it's because when you share a success, you're leaking some of your success secret, okay, and they might invite some competition to compete as people re-engineer a success and try to copy and target your advantages. And generally the human being is a envious and jealousy animal. I am, right? So your win will trigger a response of inadequacy, and I'll try to do well to outdo you. That's just human nature. And if you meet nasty ass, they might even increase the chance of sabotage. And sometimes the sabotage comes from the closest people to you. So you might want to be a bit more careful. Now, when I share about secrets of CPF, that's okay, right? My success, I invite you all to copy my success in CPF, and so on, right? And I think all can do well together. But other things, no way, man. You will not hear anything from me. So ultimately, as I shared in my previous video, there are signs that you are wealthy and success. Keep it to yourself, keep it to your parents, your children. If your spouse share your success, share with them as well. So now lead maybe a quiet and humble life. Okay, I always stay in the HDB and I drive now a 10 over year car already. So this is where you find satisfaction in personal gratification in the success. Okay, you don't need to go out and get recognition. The result speaks for itself in silence. Okay, you don't need applause, and you certainly don't need a scorecard, and you live well and live happily. And I think it is very important that at this point, if you want to have some success, share it with your parents, share with your children, share with your wife, maybe share with charity, right? And one quick word on charity is that when you share with charity, don't go out and share with the rest of the world that you are contributing to charity. People don't like it as well. So there's a word in the Bible that says, "Don't let your left hand know what the right hand is doing." So in short, just keep it to yourself. Whatever you are doing in charity, just keep it quiet. Last and foremost, close your eyes, say a word of prayer, thank God that you did well, okay, and just move on with life. With this, let me know what your thoughts are. We'll see you in my live stream, maybe tonight. Bye bye.